People in silver hazmat suits surround a woman in a bright room. She sits in a chair wearing a wired headpiece. They check her vitals on a monitor for session 72. A voice asks what she saw and how she survived. Dr. Annika then begins to narrate her tragic past. During childhood, she plays with her little sister. The girls catch a firefly inside a glass jar. The younger girl wants to release the bug to breathe. Suddenly, she drops the jar onto the ground. Her eyes roll back, so Annika screams for their mother. The sister lies in a hospital bed with an oxygen mask. Annika holds her hand as a heart monitor flatlines. Years later, Annika watches a talk by a billionaire named Sam. He speaks to a large audience about human evolution. Sam tells an interviewer that he is not a visionary. He simply observes the world right in front of him. He profited from solar energy but never invented the sun. Sam points to Annika and calls her a true visionary. He asks her to raise her hand for the crowd. He tells the clapping audience she photographed dark matter. After the talk, Sam stops Annika near the stairs to offer her a job. He also mentions he is a big fan of her work. Later, they sit in a dimly lit bar to discuss the details. Annika uses her tablet to show how she overlapped 233 datasets. This method helped her find order hidden in the chaos. Sam asks why she did this, and she wants to know what is out there. He offers a confidential one-year contract at a remote Caribbean lab. Annika guesses he is hunting aliens, but he claims he is gathering them. This unusual answer finally convinces her to accept the secretive job. Sometime later, Annika travels across turquoise water on a white catamaran. She meets Charlie, an electronics engineer and CTO of Gateway Labs. Sam hired him to check the island's newly installed technology. They step onto the dock and learn the staff only has 10 people. Annika explores the courtyard and admires a complex, pyramid-shaped statue. She then enters the building and climbs a bright spiral staircase. Upstairs, she finds Dr. Perry getting an immunobooster injection in his arm. Annika introduces herself, but Perry ignores her handshake and as hostile. He assumes Sam sent her to spy and be his fatal bruise. Charlie walks in and cheerfully tries to introduce himself too. Perry completely dismisses the young engineer just as rudely. They all walk down a glowing hallway together. Perry warns them that all their communications are closely monitored now. He reminds them of the non-disclosure agreement they already signed. Inside the lab, Charlie marvels at a glowing glass machine. Perry sharply orders him not to touch the delicate device. He gives a bitter speech about evolution and apex predators. Humanity seeks resources, but technologically advanced aliens are out there. Perry mocks outdated radio wave searches for being too limited. He presents his FTL communicator for instantaneous galactic messages instead. The machine supposedly pairs 2 photons across light years of space. Charlie argues this completely breaks the known laws of physics. Perry counters that it only bends the rules humans understand. Annika calls the machine impossible, but Perry swears it works. He admits he built it while high and leaves them alone. A glowing blue hologram of chaotic data floats above a table. Annika types on a keyboard, applying her dark matter algorithm. Red dots form, organizing the scattered data into a structured signal. They realize aliens are transmitting a message and run outside. Perry is watching the ocean, already knowing about the signal. He only needed Annika's math to finally confirm his theory. They look through a window at a statue called Little Mouth. It is a transmitter, but it cannot replicate the quantum signatures. Charlie realizes his past experiments can easily solve this hardware problem. Later, Perry walks through thick green bushes to find his daughter. Young Lucy is quietly playing with ants on a branch. Perry crouches down and mentions how ants solve complex traffic problems. He asks about her schooling, but the quiet girl barely responds. Perry simply stands up and walks away without another word. Annika checks the alien signal on her monitors. She double-checks the data and suddenly starts thinking about Clara. A memory shows the 2 girls camping inside a dark tent. They heard scary monsters outside, but Clara wanted to leave. Young Annika quickly stopped her because she could not lose her. Back in the present, Annika holds her head in her hands. In the evening, Charlie wants to turn the red transmitter on. Annika wears glasses and thinks it is not safe yet. She wonders what the aliens can do, so Charlie shares a story. Charlie wears a patterned shirt and leans over the desk. He worked on a bionic eye that sends microelectrodes to the brain. This device successfully helped blind people see the world again. The 5th version will offer better vision than a healthy eye. Charlie believes humanity will improve each body part one by one. He thinks people will eventually put their minds in a chip. He calls this the final endgame for Homo sapiens. Annika crosses her arms because she dislikes this idea completely. She points out that painful experiences shape who people truly are. She says humans should not get rid of their deep sorrow. Annika also knows that some patients take the bionic eye off. This proves that people can be proud of their natural flaws. In the present, Annika sits in a white chair. An agent asks why she stayed on the island. Annika replies that she wanted to help. She could not leave the first alien contact to an unbalanced man. Back on the island, Lucy sits behind a glowing holographic screen. Perry enters holding an orange clipboard. He reads the test results but completely ignores his daughter. He turns and leaves without a word. Later, Annika sits on a stone wall. She talks with the doctor, who has not left the island in 3 years. The doctor explains that Perry lost his wife and son in a house fire. The fire happened 4 years ago, and Perry never accepted it. He was in an outbuilding, self-medicated, and probably drunk. The police woke him up to deliver the news. Lucy survived because she was at a sleepover. Anika asks if Perry is dangerous. The doctor states that Perry values humans in theory, but not in practice. During an outdoor dinner, Sam performs a magic trick. This playful napkin illusion immediately angers a watching Perry. He leans forward and sternly orders Lucy to bed. After she leaves, Charlie and Anika speak to Sam. Charlie confidently confirms that the alien signal is real. Anika insists they must report this discovery immediately, but Sam refuses to let government bureaucrats ruin the project. A tense argument quickly breaks out around the table. Sam notes that they cannot even talk to the aliens yet, so Anika firmly asks for 1 week to finish everything. While they argue, Perry constantly interrupts the serious conversation. He talks about unnatural dynamics between different farm animals. He explains that a solitary horse will attack an intruding goat. Suddenly, Perry loses his temper and snaps at the group. He slams his hand loudly on the wooden table. He demands that Charlie and Anika fix his equipment immediately. If they refuse his strict schedule, he will quit. Perry abruptly stands up and storms into the darkness. Once he leaves, Sam calmly explains Perry's constant tantrums. They have to keep him functioning with heavy medication. Sam then reveals a harsh truth to the young scientist. He brought them to the island purely as backups. They will replace Perry the moment he completely breaks down. Later that night, Charlie and Anika sit by the water. Anika looks worried and admits her fears about the aliens. She worries that the unknown visitors might actually be hostile. Charlie chuckles and quickly dismisses her pessimistic concerns. He believes the vast universe is full of endless resources, so advanced aliens would not want anything from Earth. But Anika warns him that human life is incredibly fragile. She believes that fear is what keeps them totally safe. Charlie enters the lab and types on a computer. He quickly initializes the little mouth communication system. He walks to a dark bedroom and wakes Perry. Perry hurries to the lab and begins programming a message. Anika wakes to an alarm and rushes into the room. She immediately protests against turning the transmission machine on. Perry ignores her and stares at his glowing blue monitors. He chooses to send back the most repeated alien sequence. He uses the speed of light as a measurement unit. He repeats the alien code in several prime intervals. This strategy proves that humans are highly logical beings. Anika anxiously texts Sam to stop the dangerous signal launch. Sam replies with a text wishing he was there. Perry faces Anika and says there is no kill switch. Charlie smiles and suggests sending a powerful quote into space. Perry expects no response, so he thinks it hardly matters. A digital timer counts down to 0 on a screen. A red beam shoots from the pyramid into the sky. They wait quietly in the lab, but sadly nothing happens. Anika steps out and calls Sam to announce her resignation. Suddenly, her phone completely loses its cellular network service. The lab monitors go black and red. Emergency lights flash. Anika frantically swipes her keycard, but remains locked inside. Sam stands alone on a dark city rooftop at night. He watches the distant city skyline lights suddenly turn off. Back in the lab, bright red warning lights begin flashing. Charlie panics and urgently yells at Perry to shut it down. Perry hesitates with a tense stare before typing the command. Charlie rushes over to unlock the red glass door for Anika. The anxious group gathers around a massive flat news screen. They watch broadcasts showing blazing fires and deployed military troops. They learn a global power outage caused deadly disasters everywhere. Reporters question if the sudden blackout was an alien attack. Anika stares intently and shares a terrifying realization with them. The global blackout lasted exactly 8 minutes and 19 seconds. Charlie knows this is the time sunlight takes to reach Earth. Anika explains the aliens used this specific number to communicate. She decides they must destroy the machine immediately to stay safe. The doctor crosses her arms and completely agrees with this plan. She warns the group they cannot rely on Perry's humanity. Charlie argues that the unknown aliens might not be hostile. A heated argument breaks out between the frustrated team members. Anika furiously types on a laptop to kill the main system. An access denied warning flashes brightly on her computer screen. Perry watches the security screens and spots Lucy outside. He quickly types on his keyboard. Anika tries shutting down Little Mouth on her laptop. A red access denied warning flashes because Perry locked the system. Outside, black bugs drop dead and form a perfect circle around the machine. Nearby, Lucy plays with a colorful kite. Suddenly, the machine pulls the kite. Lucy falls and screams in pain. The string tangles around her hand, making her bleed as she gets dragged. Perry sprints outside and unwinds the bloody string. The kite flies away. Lucy cries and tightly hugs her dad. The adults look up to see a glowing sky anomaly. In the city, 2 NSA agents visit Sam in his bright apartment. They ask why his operations never lost power. An agent hands Sam a tablet showing the anomaly. He explains their satellites are down. The anomaly is growing fast and will soon cause mass panic. Sam calmly states his island only holds a solar observatory. He stands to leave, but an agent demands a military escort. Sam asks if he is charged and walks away. Terrified staff pack their luggage and flee the island. Charlie notices dead bugs and steps toward the machine. Annika suddenly scolds him and pulls his arm back. He points to the test results on a screen. It reveals an air column surrounded by a vacuum. Annika suggests this strange air column is alien data. They build a fire next to the machine. The vacuum immediately pulls the thick smoke inward. The smoke swirls, forming shapes around the glass pyramid. In the present, Annika wears a bulky sensor helmet. She explains that aliens communicate through thoughts and visions. Her story shifts back to a quiet bedroom. Perry kicks the concerned doctor out of the room. He sits and reads Peter Pan to his daughter. Meanwhile, armed soldiers board a helicopter to invade. The news announces a global state of emergency. Violent riots erupt, so governments rely on martial law. Sam enters the room demanding answers about the arriving military. Charlie uses a laptop, claiming the signal is an SOS. He believes the aliens want to protect humanity from harm. Annika watches news clips of panicked people trapped underground. She removes her glasses and remembers a trapped firefly. This sparks a new idea, so she quickly runs outside. She looks up, explaining the previous blackout was a scam. The aliens finally learned that humans need air to survive. The air column is a clear invitation to communicate. However, anyone stepping inside the column will certainly suffocate. Charlie rubs his chin and bravely volunteers to enter it. Armed soldiers suddenly surround the group with bright flashlights. The startled team quickly surrenders with their hands raised. Inside a sunny room, Charlie insists on talking to them. An agent in a suit firmly rejects this idea. He explains that global governments are mobilizing massive weapons. The escalating crisis has gone too far to fix now. The team must stay safely confined in their guarded quarters. Annika and Charlie discuss their situation from separate rooms. Annika sits on her bed and feels too scared. Charlie reminds her she must not let fear decide. He says she became a scientist to help people. This triggers sad memories of Clara's death. Annika cries into her hands over the loss. She could not save Clara, but she can act now. Annika tells the NSA agent a clever lie. She claims Perry is still broadcasting a dangerous signal. She says this signal makes the anomaly grow bigger. The agent in the white shirt believes her. He wants a soldier to shut the system down. Annika insists only a scientist understands the complex controls. The agent agrees and grants her exactly 5 minutes. Under an orange tent, Annika types on a laptop. Charlie suddenly pounds on his glass door to distract guards. Annika uses this chance to sprint toward the machine. She reaches the structure and enters the anomaly. A soldier fires his rifle at her. Annika collapses hard onto the concrete floor. Annika wakes up completely unharmed inside the bright, sunny courtyard. The aliens answer her thoughts through a dark vision of Clara. The young girl explains they now exist as physics itself. They do not create or destroy, but merely reorganize matter. Charlie was right about the anomaly being a distress signal. Earth revealed itself to dangerous predators hiding in the universe. These powerful beings arrive to protect humanity from those threats. Annika sees glowing nebulas as they suggest humans might eventually evolve. Outside, the panicked agent yells at his soldiers to stay back. Clara hands over a glass jar containing a single firefly. Annika unscrews the lid and finally releases her heavy grief. She abruptly wakes up bleeding on the real concrete floor. A massive, colorful cloud rapidly expands to shield the Earth. Later, Annika sits monitored by men in silver hazmat suits. An interrogator states humans are safe from space, but not themselves. He nervously asks her if the aliens will ever return. Annika simply asks him what makes him think they left. Thanks for watching.